Hi, and welcome back to our new video. Today we head out on our first trip with the Riyadh Rovers, a 4x4 club we recently joined. The club was formed in the 1980s by a group of off-roaders with a ton of experience who wanted to share their adventure with like-minded people, kinda like us. So where are we going today?
We are going to Wadi Maan and the Hidden Canyon. So we're going to the Hidden Canyon first. We're in a convoy with guys from the Riyadh Rovers. So this is our first outing with the Riyadh Rovers. So we'll see how that goes. We're kind of excited. We're 6 cars, I think. And we are the backstop. So we're the last car in the convoy. You can see one of the cars in front of us, an FJ. Not me.
Today we are heading out on a day trip to the Hidden Canyon and Mawan Valley, or Wadi Mawan as it's known in Arabic. Wadi Mawan is located 100 kilometers south of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia's capital city. We gathered with our 7-car convoy at a predetermined meeting point and set off towards Wadi Mawan at 9 a.m. sharp. It's believed human settlements from the Paleolithic age were established not far from this canyon, which was roughly somewhere between 100,000 to 12,000 years ago. Coming from Riyadh, we exit the highway at Mawan and followed an unnamed road for about 3 kilometers. We then followed a dirt track toward the canyon. When the dirt track comes to an end, we found a small rupture in the terrain. This is the Mawan Hidden Canyon. The word hidden is appropriate as you can be only a few meters away and easily miss the canyon. Less than a kilometer long and only 6 to 8 meters deep. It's quite small and probably not what people think of when they hear the word canyon. The surrounding terrain consists of sandstone, sand, and gravel, surrounded by typical desert xerophytic shrubs. There's nothing particularly extraordinary about this landscape formation, which is common in Saudi Arabia. But what is exceptional is the small chasm in the landscape with its deep, narrow, steep sides and pools of water at the bottom, which collect there after it rains, which is quite often during Riyadh's winters. We actually got a bit of rain this week, so we were quite hopeful to find some water. Water is not always there, but with last week's rains, we lucked out. Water!
Water!
Shade provided by the canyon ensures that the water evaporates at a lower rate than anywhere else, which can be as much as 4 centimeters per day. So, in Saudi Arabia, this is quite exciting and something off-roaders celebrate here. Mawan Hidden Canyon splits into 2 branches. Along the walls of the canyon, the interplay of the layers of sandstone and limestone are clearly visible and form steps and landings that make moving through the canyon a lot of fun. They say, if you look closely, You can see footprints left in the layers of mud at the bottom of the canyon from desert foxes. Unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, for Rocky, we did not see any. Nowadays, there are no human settlements nearby, but given the harsh environment, this site must have been of extreme importance in the past. Remains of human settlements from the Paleolithic age have been unearthed a short distance from this canyon, and mention of this location in writings from the 6th century confirms its importance. We had a great visit there, and Rocky also had a lot of fun.
Here we are, 10 campers, Hidden Canyon. Where's Rocky? There's our group, our tour leader.
After exploring the site, we got back in our cars and made our way to the nearby Wadi Mawan. Wadi Mawan and Riyadh is located in the Najd region in central Saudi Arabia. Najd means highland in Arabic and is located in the country's geographic heartland and is mainly a rocky plateau sloping eastward from the mountains of the Hijaz along the Red Sea. On the northern, eastern, and southern sides, it is bounded by the sand desert of Al Nafud, Al Dana, and the Rub Al Khali, or the Empty Quarter, the world's largest sand desert. Saudi Arabia does not have any permanent rivers, but it does have countless valleys or wadis, which are riverbeds that are either permanently or intermittently dry. The channels of wadis were probably initially carved when the desert regions of today had more rainfall. The Mawan Valley is considered to be one of the most important archaeological sites in Saudi Arabia. Located near the city of Al Dalam, south of Riyadh, it is also an area of stunning natural beauty. There are two types of wadis, those that can be seen from a distance and those that can only be seen by standing at its entrance, like Wadi Mawan. The majestic view of the entrance of the wadi consists of two stone structures on both sides. Deeper in the wadi, there are remains of forts and castles and a pair of watchtowers that reflect the strategic importance of the area due to its vegetation and water resources. We did not venture that far on the trip, but promise to take you back when we have more time. The valley cuts east to west through a high plateau and is known for its depth and meanders. There were lots of camels walking around, grazing on and around umbrella thorn acacia trees. It's a common species in Saudi Arabia, and it thrives in arid climates, particularly where a sandy substrate is present, like a wadi. Among the many species of acacia, umbrella thorn acacias are a major component of the vegetation on the mountains and inland plains of Saudi Arabia. Umbrella thorn acacia trees are easily recognized with their mixture of long, straight, and shorter hooked spines, combined with spirally twisted pods. Over most of its range, the characteristically flattened crown has given it the popular name of umbrella thorn. When we finally got to our lunch spot, we took a short hike into the wadi. The wadi floor in this area looked like an ancient stone road, worn by years of weather, sand, and water wandering through the bends of the wadi. We found lots of boulders with holes in them. These holes are what geologists call tuffoni. They are completely natural and are formed by the wind. They take several thousand years to form, but it just shows the beautiful and powerful force of wind erosion. Sandstone is made up of hundreds of millions of grains, all cemented together. This cement is strong to hold the rock together, but unlike love, it is not eternal. It breaks down over time. Larger grains in the sandstone, like beautiful pebbles of quartz, fall out and leave a gap exposed in the rock. As it falls out, the grains that once held it in are loosened and cement is weaker. And here, the wind strikes. The wind will hit the rock faces, mostly not really doing any damage. A few thousand years of the wind hitting the rock will break down the cement and the grains will fall out. But in that gap left by the pebble, the wind hits a little harder. It is trapped and swirls around. Whereas on the rock face, the wind will hit and bounce away. In the gap, it swirls, so the impact of the wind is 100 times greater. Every single time the wind gets in, it swirls, removing loose grains and breaking down the cement holding other grains. Over time, that little gap left by where the pebble once was becomes bigger and bigger. Eventually, real holes can be seen in the rocks. Discovering how the holes are made doesn't take away the wonder or beauty of them. In fact, it only adds to their wonder and beauty. Something that takes thousands of years is created by the wind alone. We have talented sculptors all over the world who have created some amazing pieces of art. The wind, unseen, tireless, is nature's very own sculpture. We found other amazing things like fossilized snail, or maybe crab shells and coral. Imagine hundreds of kilometers from the coast, there is evidence of sea life from thousands, maybe millions of years ago. It's a magical place, and we had so much fun exploring the beauty of the Mawan Valley. But like all good trips, they eventually come to an end, and we make our way back to the city of Riyadh. We took a slightly longer way along the east side of the city where we see the mountains and the long narrow strips of desert known as Al Dana, which separates the Najd Plateau from eastern Arabia, sloping eastward to the sandy coast of the Persian Gulf. We are equally amazed by the beautiful architecture in Riyadh as we make our way home, relishing all that we took in that day. We love that we can explore such natural places of wonder only a short drive from home. Join us next week when we take a desert driving course on an overnight trip to the dunes, not far from where we were today. So until then, peace, love, adventure, and we will see you in the next one.